Okay.
Hello there.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Yes. You have reached, found, locked into, downloaded, liked, subscribed the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show. I am Colby Sapp, the top billed guy in this thing because, well, not my doing. Somebody else named the show. I guess the guy that's responsible for that is the other guy in here, and it's one IndyCarTim. What's up,
Colby?
man?
I thought we both named it.
Well, I mean, both of our names are in it.
Yeah.
You just said, how about this? And I was like, cool.
Weren't we going to call the show, like, Gary?
Wait,
I don't think that was going to be it.
No, seriously.
weren't.
Seriously. What did we say?
It was going to be the ham and cheese, and then also the Frank.
The Frank. That's what I'm trying to think of. We were going to call the show the Frank.
Yeah, actually, just Frank.
Just Frank.
It's
Yeah, I like the name.
The name, the name of it's Frank.
Welcome to Frank.
By the way, welcome to Gary, who stepped in 2 minutes before the show decided to come on because show preps for bitches. What's up?
2.5.
What's up, Gary?
Nothing much, man. How y'all doing?
Doing good.
We're
good.
here, and we're here.
Slipped out almost. Yeah, almost. I don't think you recovered from that. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened. I don't think Timm has recovered from whatever the hell has happened to him today, because I walk in, and I swear to God, this man was depends away from just being just old and cranky and mad
I
at
still
the
don't know
world.
what happened. I'm fine. What happened?
Okay, so I walk in, and I look at the run sheet, and he did a pretty good job of, as he normally does, of putting together a run sheet, because I don't care to whatever we're talking about. Let's do it.
Sure.
And let's go for it, and I'll just play it by ear because I don't need to prepare.
Nope.
Because I'm, well,
You're a pro.
Yeah, I don't. I was about to say that, but I was like, man, I'm not sure about that. Really not. So I looked at it, and by the way, coming up, this is actually going to be a tease for those that are listening right now. Coming up, we are going to do hockey talk. So if your hockey pants and sweaters have been itching for Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim, I hate saying both my names in reference to me. It's like I'm double rocking over here.
You could just say Colby and Timm. That'd probably be okay.
Mm-hmm. But that's not what's written. So,
That's true.
I am a person that is stuck by what is written in front of me. I'm going to say it.
Ron Burgundy.
I am Ron Burgundy. But yeah, so we're going to have hockey talk. We're also going to have the one, the only, the boss man that is Gavin Spittle will be on, the Hockey Hawk, talking with us. And it said on the run sheet, and this is how we're going to do it. It said via phone, and I'm like, and my first inclination is when I saw that was like, we have like Zoom and chats and StreamYard and everything else, and the phone lines, man. You end up sometimes you end up getting this version of this person, and hi, I'm Gavin Spittle, and I didn't really want that, and so I was like, man, what are we doing? And you're like, well, I'm just so fed up with what happened when we tried to have JP on that one time. And I was like, because JP's internet sucked? And you're like, yeah, but I just don't want to chance it.
Internet.
Obviously, Timm has never had a phone line bow out on him ever before in his entire life.
It's very reliable.
Yes, but it also sounds sometimes like ass.
That's true. Like my voice right now?
Right. So at any rate, he is going to be on the phone line because I couldn't talk Timm into an hour and a half before the show prepping screens in order to be able to make that to where it is a Zoom call.
I didn't have time.
Yeah, he didn't have time, even though it's... Was it take 7 minutes?
No, more than that for what I had to do.
7.5?
Maybe 30 minutes is probably what I needed to prep that.
Okay, well, again, it was an hour. We had time to watch a whole episode of Mandalorian
Yes, and
together.
if I was doing that, we couldn't have watched Mandalorian.
Yeah, well, I'd already seen it, so... I was good, and I didn't know if you were in the right mindset to watch it because you were defensive and granny panties were on, man. You were. It was not. I was like, man, you're not going to like this episode because even though it's really awesome, you're going to find something to complain about it. Actually, you didn't. You didn't. I don't know. Did you take
today?
Did you take a Midol?
I'm great today, man. I need one.
A Midol.
I love Midol, dude.
Sometimes
I get a headache, and I don't call them migraines because I don't think they're migraines. But when I get a wicked headache, I take me some extra strength Midol because that's the only thing that touches it.
And that may have been, and then you know what? That kind of answers a couple questions for me. It really does at this point.
I don't think Midol has like estrogen in it, though.
No, but
that's what you're implying.
No, it's a specific medicine for a specific thing that you don't seem to need to worry about. But I did ask you if you needed to worry about that because I thought that could be a thing.
It's just it's a pain reliever is all it is.
So I did need to ask you during the middle of this. So what happened, buddy? Why are you so mad and cranky and upset?
And again, I don't understand why you think I am. I'm fine.
You see how
Except
defensive
for my voice.
You hear how defensive that he's getting on this?
You hear it all in his voice.
Yeah, it's just all that. Are you sure, bud? Are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You didn't wake up this morning and take you a big bowl of instant Quaker bitch.
Didn't we just see that dude on the Mandalorian episode?
Charles Oakley?
Yeah, wasn't that him?
I don't think Charles Oakley was on.
Dude, it looks just like him.
Do you think every elder black man looks the same?
The only black Mandalorian. The Blandalorian.
I don't.
That's why I queued it up for you right there.
Are we going to have a spinoff for the Blandalorian?
No. Yes.
Or do you think he died in what we just watched?
Well, that wasn't the main character that passed.
No, I know.
Yes, by the way. Sorry, spoiler alert. Because it just aired today, and you know what, I didn't want to say who we're talking about.
No, nobody knows.
But, yes, I'm pretty sure at the end, against a non-specific battle in a non-specific situation, we might have lost one of the Mandalorians. How about
Internets.
that? If that spoiled it for you, then you're really, really too specific on what you think spoiling is. Unspecific? I was looking for a wider range. I don't know how to talk right now, but for some reason,
you're okay?
I'm fine. I'm just,
We're all drunk.
No,
Man, I wish.
This is coffee.
I need a drink.
No, well,
That's what the problem is. He hadn't had a drink.
I haven't. I've been afraid to drink anything because my tum-tum's been messed up.
okay.
My tum-tum, Colby.
We need to talk about this real quick.
My tum-tum hurts.
Is that a common reference for you?
No, I think I may have just said it for the first time in my life.
No, you sounded like you've rehearsed this before, so.
That sounded pretty natural.
I mean, when my kids were like 1 or 2, I might have said tum-tum.
You didn't even go with the tummy?
No, it was mainly tummy, but I was just trying to sort of embellish it for you guys so y'all would make fun of it.
Okay. You know what, Tim, I'm going to ask you this once and one time only, and your answer is going to be official, and it'll be marked down, and it'll be the way it is forever.
All right, what do we got?
Are you telling me right now for sure, 100%, that was the first and or second time that you ever uttered the phrase tum-tum?
I would say that I could probably count it on one hand, the times I've ever said tum-tum.
Now you can't.
And now it's probably number 6.
Yeah, you're way beyond one hand now. So.
But no, it's not a common phrase for me.
Okay, all right.
If I'm talking to one of the kids, and probably not anymore because they're all older, they're all teenagers,
And they'll judge you.
and they'll judge me if I say tummy.
Okay.
But it's stomach. I say my stomach's upset, or I usually say I have to make. Like I'll do the hand signals I have to make. Like that. I ask my kids when they say, "Dad, my stomach hurts." I'm like, "Do you need to go make? Do you need to make?" And it just like pisses the hell out of them.
That is one thing that I don't
hand
do.
movement.
I don't do unless I'm in the total presence of just dudes, and that's something that if I have to go,
You make?
no, I don't. I've never. No, I'm not even going to say it once. What you just said because I think it's that dumb
You make poo?
to make it. It's already made. It's just got to exit. I don't
Better out than in, like Trey said.
I don't understand.
Don't knock until you try it.
But I will say, I'll be like, I have to go to the restroom. Even if it's, which is weird because I'm at the house and it's no longer a restroom; it's just the bathroom. But no, I differentiate. If it's time to go take a shower, I'll say, "Oh, I'm going to go jump in the shower," which I never do jump. But
you never jumped in?
I never jumped in.
It's fun.
I know.
So do you? If you're out at a bar or a restaurant or whatever, do you call it a restroom, and then when you're at home, you call it a bathroom?
It's always a restroom when I got to go do something in there besides shower.
Well, because I'm country, It's not even bathroom; it's bathroom.
How?
Bathroom
With an F?
Yeah.
Bathroom?
Yeah, like that.
That's hard to say.
It's not.
The F silent.
And then it would be bathroom.
I don't even ever call it bath. I think
I do.
I don't ever say
bathroom.
bath. I say bath. Like bathroom.
No, I understand. And if I hadn't have been fighting a lot of my Southernisms, then I probably would still say bathroom.
I'm about to say I give into it all the
I've
time.
never said that.
Really?
Bathroom?
Look
I
at
think that's in the dictionary.
Look at this grammar policeman right here. Look at this.
Well, that's what I do.
Tim, you're not really from here. See, you had to grow up and catch your accents here.
Good day, mate.
No.
That's not how that happens. You'd have to have caught your accent here in order to have it. Man, I go hang out with some of the relatives for a little bit, and I'll come back.
Everything come back.
Yeah, how y'all doing? Huh? What's going on? And it won't leave. I remember coming back to work with Arnie after Thanksgiving or something, and I came back. And for those that have heard me on I used to try really hard to pronounce everything as positive and right that I could most possibly do. And a lot of times that caused me to have traffic jam head because my brain would also be wanting to drop F-bombs when I'm trying to talk. And also, maybe I wouldn't say the full word like I normally do. Like, it's not pants, it's pant.
It is.
But there's two of them. But there's two of them.
Yeah, but I'm going to put, I put on pant.
Oh, my God.
He's saying it right. I just want you to know that. He's saying it right. You're saying it wrong.
How did we morph this into how to not speak English properly conversation?
That is proper.
I mean, it's Southern. It's not proper to you. You wouldn't write that down. It's just it is a. I'll go so far as to say that a lot of mine is strictly East Texas.
Mine's Louisiana. Yeah, I get it.
Strictly East Texas.
Yeah.
So there that is. You know how we got here?
That it is. See, yeah.
You want to know how we got here, Tim? In this segment, it says intro with absolutely nothing else in it, and I am quarterbacking this bitch.
You are. It's whatever we want to do.
So
hey, would you like to know?
I noticed that. So I was like, oh, yeah, who's going to quarterback this?
Would you like to know, Colby? I just did a Google search for Colby Sapp and Arnie Spanier to see if somewhere in the world there's a photograph of you guys together online.
Yeah.
At first, I get the message from Google. There seem to not be very many things that apply to your search.
Uh-huh.
And then the ones that do apply are apparently ads for pancreatic cancer treatment.
Oh,
well,
that's serious.
I don't really know what's... And then a bunch of Brendan Shields tweets.
Right.
You remember Brendan?
Yeah, I do. He's still a Facebook friend, and every time he does post something on Facebook, I know whatever he believes he's prophesying to happen won't.
It won't happen at all.
It won't happen because poor
Brendan.
Is that a picture of Jeff asleep?
It's a picture of Jeff asleep. That's tweeted out by Brendan. Mm-hmm. And then more interestingly, I don't know what this is. What? It's a cartoon of a guy with a hand grenade in his butt, sitting on another guy on his face that's like sitting on a table. Here, you know what? Just let me put this on the screen so everybody can see.
Here's my penis.
As I feel that we should all enjoy as we continue our intro here.
There's nothing there, so I've just been filling this whole time.
What else to call it? No, you're doing great. I love this.
All right.
We don't need, and here's our picture here. And I don't really know.
That's my man from Food Network Channel.
I thought
it's not Alton Brown. If that's who you're thinking of. No, it's not.
No,
it looks like him.
Yeah, but it's not Alton Brown.
You sure?
Yeah.
That's not the guy from TNT that covers the basketball.
There you go, Ernie. There you go. Mm-hmm. Oh, they brothers.
Kind of looks like Spittle.
This is disgusting.
Yeah, so I don't know, but that came up when I searched for you there, Colby.
Well, you know what? I can tell you this. That wasn't any of one of my drawings because I spend a long time trying to figure out how to draw hands, and they won't look like that. So
Jimmy Rizzo texts in, or is on YouTube, says the people in this show has banned me. That's also not proper English, Jimmy. The people in this show have banned me, and I don't know who you are, so I don't know why we would have banned you.
I didn't.
And if we would have banned you, you wouldn't be able to comment, so I'm not real sure what Jimmy's talking about. Oh, then we got to bye. Bye, Felicia.
He put the hashtag in the wrong spot.
Yeah, and you don't know how to hashtag either because you tried to say weak. But, okay. We'll see you, Jimmy. Thanks for popping on with us.
Appreciate you commenting anyway.
Yeah, thanks. Like 7 times.
That's a
Come back, Jimmy.
Yeah. Or
back, Jimmy.
stay, or just download it and watch it. You're not banned. Congratulations
You
to
might
you.
be eventually.
I mean,
Not right
we
now.
might have to.
By the way, Colby, now's a good time to remind everybody about our brand new in-studio text line.
Oh, the We Plow?
The We Plow line, but we don't know why we call it that.
Well,
It's the We Plow line.
it is the We Plow line.
Where you can text in straight from your phone. You don't have to go to any app if you're just listening to us wherever you're listening. Text 214-937-0569. We Plow. I
Right.
think is what it somewhat spells.
It's somewhat. It's got the 0 in there. It was either
Yeah.
that or We Slow, and I didn't want to take Jeff Kavanaugh's title away from him.
But we do plow.
I mean, sure.
So
least
yes,
that's what you
anytime.
tell me.
Technically, this phone line is open 24/7. You can actually do it whenever you want.
That's right.
We don't have to be live.
That's what she said.
We don't have to be live on the air, but you might get a random drunk text when you get back at 3 a.m. That I may have messaged you back.
You just have a voice message that's like,
yeah.
Have you ever had a dream that you want?
We'll be back on Monday.
You want him to do you so much you could do anything?
This is when you're supposed to play the gunshot on the board.
I wouldn't set up for that one. My bad.
I don't know where buttons are.
I shoot that kid every time he shows up in the studio here.
That kid's not. He's
terrible.
He's unkillable.
Oh, I'll make it happen.
Don't talk about killing kids right now.
I hate that kid. So if any of you, by the way, as you can tell, I still don't have my voice back. Hey, Josh, welcome to the show. Thanks for popping on here. Thanks for commenting on Facebook.
Love the Tron get up, by the way.
Yes, love the profile picture. I think that might be photoshopped, though.
You think?
Not sure, but that's
What if it wouldn't, though?
hazard again. Well, then he would be one of the coolest people he's already one of the coolest people I know.
Right.
But if any of you guys...
You don't shoot Josh.
Why do you shoot Josh?
I shot Timm.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can't shoot me. It's my show.
I just
You
did.
missed. Anyway.
No.
And I'm a big target.
There's one thing I know that you are not. You are not a bullet dodger.
I know.
I want to know how you
You
dodged
just
it.
missed.
Oh, no.
Bad shot. I'm a big target. Nah, it's way over my head.
Okay.
I don't think Gary's ever shot a gun before. If any of you have a home remedy for what is happening to my voice, which I don't know what it is, I did have a chest cold for a couple of days, and then my throat just said, "Nope, I'm out. See you later." And this is the best it's sounded in over a week, and it's getting better, but very, very slowly. And I needed to get better really quickly.
Okay.
It would be best if my voice was completely back before about 8:20 tonight when we talk to Spittle.
No, this is perfect.
Are you going to get picked on?
This
He
is
already
perfect.
picked on me on the phone earlier today. He's like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" I'm like, "No," but we already missed last Wednesday's show because of my voice. So
That sounds like deep regret right there. Are you sure you want to do this?
yeah, trust me, he's gonna have deep regret after he comes on with us.
He's crawfishing as soon as he hears our voices, just backing
He's
up.
gonna go back to the fan on Thursday, staff meeting, and he's gonna play a recording of our segment and go, "This is what you don't do in sports radio.
That's right. Good thing we're not really sports radio. Hey,
Here's what not to do."
yeah, I mean we talk sports, but it's I don't know.
So if anybody has a remedy to get my voice back really quick, as Josh says, whiskey and molasses. Actually, you know what? I've already tried whiskey and honey.
Go with the molasses.
I don't really actually know what molasses is. I didn't know that was an actual thing. I've only heard about it in cartoons and I guess
You've never had real molasses?
I've never heard of molasses.
You never heard of it,
except for like in songs and in like folklore.
So you've heard of it. You've never.
I didn't know it was
had
real. I didn't know it was real.
Oh, you just thought it was a saying.
Yeah, you're slow as molasses.
Right.
Okay, well, okay, what is that? How slow is that? I have no idea.
Huh.
So, yeah, somebody send me your remedy on Twitter at IndyCarTim. That'd be great because I need to get this voice better in the next, hour.
I'm still shocked that you've never. I mean, that's something that you actually. All right, we're going to have to fix that.
What is molasses? Like jelly? Is it like jam? Is it like honey?
It's a real. To compare it would be a really, really dark, heavy, like syrup. Like pancake syrup. Okay. I'm trying to find something close.
No. I was laughing at the comment.
Okay.
Yeah, we won't say that one out loud.
No, I wouldn't.
Josh. Thanks, Josh.
Good job, Josh. I didn't kill you off, but
Yeah.
you might have to go after this.
Yeah, Richard. Yeah, pancake syrup on multiple steroids is probably what you're looking at.
I just like pancake syrup the way it is, though.
Well,
I don't like to change it.
It's not changing it. It's a new form of it.
Okay.
It's leveled up.
Can you buy it in the store just like a bottle of molasses?
You can.
you can.
Of course, depending on which store, you may not get
Walmart or Kroger. That's the only places I go.
I'm not sure. I've never looked for molasses.
I haven't either. I don't think.
I'll look it up. I didn't know it was a thing. Damn it.
I'll have to find that. You and getting sherbet on candy bars is our thing.
Oh, Sherber.
Oh, sherbet.
Gone Gerber. Mm-hmm. He's Gerber, Gerber, and Sherber.
That's right. That's right.
All of the above.
What else did you have
For what?
for this opening blank segment?
Oh, I had a lot of stuff, but we're close enough now. We can probably go ahead and get into those birthdays.
Okay.
Did I say it right, Gary?
Yeah.
Birthdays?
No, I don't say birthdays wrong.
No.
Why?
Now you're just insulting yourself.
Birthdays.
No,
Let's get into that.
that's wrong.
Hit that button over there.
All right.
Now it's time for the segment that I try to segue from whatever the hell that was to whatever the hell this is. As I go through,
That was wonderful.
I go through the list of people that were born today, find the people that I think are famous enough to make my list, and then offer them up to you guys. You guys then, of course, through either the text or commenting down below, along with Tim and Gary and myself, can decide which out of these people are the good person, as in the best person in this group, who's the ugly person, and who is the bad person. That would be the reason why the music is how it is, and this is called the good, the bad, and the ugly. Starting off, passed away in 2017, David Cassidy.
Whoa, that's a big one.
It's a pretty big one. You know, every time I hear his name, I think serial killer, and then I realize that's wrong.
No, he wasn't a serial killer. He was a teen heartthrob.
He was
in the day.
a teen heartthrob.
Him and his brother Sean, of course, David Cassidy of the Partridge Family fame,
And his brother Butch.
and his brother Butch, who robbed banks, and then his other brother Sean, who was also a singer and another teen heartthrob that was part of that, along with Parker Stevenson. Parker Stevenson? Yeah. Part of the Hardy Boys mystery team.
Right.
Back in the 70s.
When they were not just a book form.
Yeah, it was like a TV show version. Mm-hmm. They both had really good hair.
That was a thing back then.
Yeah, not anymore.
It still is a thing. You just don't agree with the hairstyle.
There aren't hairstyles now. Everybody just wakes up and goes where they want to go from out of bed. They don't even comb their hair anymore.
You sound like a hater right now.
That's. You know what? I'm actually, if I was still a person of hair, I'd be okay with it.
Nope.
Because I used to hate to, of course, I had long hair back in the day.
My kids have long hair and they get pissed off at me every morning before they're trying to walk out the door. I'm like, go freaking comb your hair. Why, Dad? Nobody else does. I'm like, because I'm your dad and you ain't going out of my house looking like that.
That's real.
Stupid. Idiots.
Yeah,
Anybody want some kids?
You sound angry and dumb.
Get off my lawn!
Mark, I'll say it for you.
Turning 75 years old today, Charles Napier.
Charles Napier. Why do I know that name?
I remember him as, of course, he's nearly in every single like Western thing, but he was also
the actor. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
He was also the sheriff in Rambo, I believe. And that's where that's like as soon as I see his face, I'm like, that guy. Played a really good like in between bad guy, not bad guy type situation in that movie. So yeah. Charles Napier.
I knew I recognized his name.
2013 he passed away, but his name has been responsible for some of the better novels out there, along with some of the best damn video games out there. Not named John Madden. One Tom Clancy.
Oh, wow, yeah. I do like his books.
I am not as big of a fan of the Ghost Recon series as I once was.
I liked it, I think.
Rainbow Six is still very hit or miss, but when it hits, it's amazing.
I didn't think I knew that he died.
2013.
Yeah. How do you like that?
I don't know if he liked it. Not sure.
Interesting.
Ask him.
Are they going to write a book about him dying? Like, that'd be kind of cool.
Tell her the Texas line.
Yeah.
As it turns into the seance line.
Yeah.
Dead people start texting in.
Dead.
Hey, this is Tom. I didn't like dying.
It sucked.
Yeah. Turning 66 years old today, one Andy Garcia. We're still allowed to like Andy Garcia, right? Seems like most of the actors in that wheelhouse, we're like supposed to hate them for some reason. I mean, I don't, but supposed to hate them. But Andy Garcia is cool, right?
Why would we hate Andy Garcia?
I don't know. It seems like every actor.
He's a national treasure.
Yes. But I've thought that about a lot of people and then brought them up and been like, oh no, they did awful things.
Oh, wow. Like Harry Morgan?
Yeah.
No, I like Andy Garcia.
All right. Shannon Doherty turns 51 years old.
Dude, has there ever been, other than Tara Reid, a bigger hot train wreck? Like, she started hot and then became such a train wreck, she wrecked herself.
Right.
Of course, from that 90210 franchise.
And how does she look now? I have no idea how she looks now.
Oh, I don't think it's good, buddy.
Uh-oh. I mean, she is 51 years old.
Let's see. Shannon Doherty now. I better put the now on there.
You better, because most of the pictures are going to be...
Oh, from Charmed.
Yeah, she was also in the Charmed.
She was on the Charmed thing.
Until her and other people didn't. Was it? I think it was Alyssa Milano.
I think Alyssa Milano, yeah.
Alyssa Milano was in that.
But I'm trying to figure the one that didn't get along with everything.
I think that was Alyssa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Alyssa. So here, we'll put her on the screen for those watching at home and those scoring at home. This is now. And I am to understand she had a pretty lengthy and hard battle with stage 4 cancer. Of something, so
that's not bad then.
Yeah, she's kind of allowed to look however she needs to look if she was able to beat something like that.
Yeah, way to go then.
Stay hard, Shannon. Oh wait, I mean,
what?
Keep the fight, Shannon.
Oh, okay.
That's what I meant.
David Letterman turns 75 years old today.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, he's done a lot.
He has.
I thought he was a little older.
75?
No, that's
like older than 75. Yeah.
I mean, his beard looks older than 75.
That's what it is, the beard.
Amazing,
yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
So, he's an IndyCar team owner.
Right.
Ray Hall, Letterman, Lanigan Racing.
That's the reason why for the Letterman part.
Yep, he would be the Letterman in RLL Racing.
Uh-huh.
So the first time I ever saw David Letterman was in a rerun. Like, this was probably 1980, 81. It was before his show on NBC. I think I'd only seen him on, like, Johnny Carson. For those of you who know who that is, I'm finding there's a whole generation of people who's never heard of Johnny Carson.
I've heard of Johnny Carson.
Heard of him.
Which hurts me. But
somebody go practice a golf swing during the middle of a joke.
David Letterman's from Indiana. Grew up a big IndyCar fan, big racing fan.
Uh-huh.
I saw him in I believe it was the 1977 Indy 500 as a corner trackside reporter for ABC television.
Uh-huh.
And his main claim to fame that race was Mario Andretti had a breakdown coming out of turn 3, and he coasted all. He was in Letterman was in turn 4, and he came all the way around, pulled it into the infield like they did back then, and just left it on the track for the race. And David Letterman was the guy that walked over with the microphone and the headset, talking to Jim McKay up in the booth, and he interviewed Mario Andretti out of the Indy 5. And I was like, "That's David Letterman." It was pretty cool. But like, David Letterman's a cool dude. He can do whatever he wants.
Turning 43 years old today, one Claire Danes.
All right. Does nothing for me.
It does some things. Just because I was into her Showtime show for a little bit.
What show was that?
I can't remember. It was some kind of like spy show.
My So-Called Life.
No,
not that one.
I don't know what that is either.
Showtime. She was some kind of agent or something, and there was somebody help me out.
Little Women.
No.
Romeo and Juliet. Oh, those are movies. Temple Grandin.
No.
Oh, that was HBO.
Showtime.
He said Showtime.
Homeland.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Homeland.
Never seen it.
It's actually not bad. At least through the first couple seasons.
Yeah, I always wanted to. I just never did.
Bowed out. Ed O'Neill turned 76. What have you done?
Dude, that is a national treasure. That is Al Bundy.
That is Al Bundy.
That
Love
is Jay
Al Bundy.
Pritchett.
That's who?
Jay Pritchett.
That's still Al Bundy.
Everybody knows who Jay Pritchett is.
I don't.
What's funny is Jay Pritchett's his character on Modern Family, he was literally the exact opposite of Al Bundy because he was rich, had his own business.
He grew up.
Yeah, he was older, and he married just this hot Colombian chick on the show. So I was like, man, you go, Ed O'Neill. By the way, also from Little Giants.
Classic.
Remember that?
Still
Classic.
out.
No, I didn't like it because they were Giants and they were playing the Cowboys.
Wow, it goes that deep, huh?
Yeah. And it was before Eli Manning was on the team, so they sucked.
And finally, 1996, passed away, one Tiny Tim.
Tiptoe through the tulips, Colby.
Yes, sir.
Tiny Tim got married on The Tonight Show. You know that?
Nope.
Wasn't a bit. He actually got married. They had a reverend and everything. And again, another Johnny Carson reference.
Twice.
Tim got married on The Tonight Show. I bet it didn't last.
Well, at least till 1996.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure it was probably over by then.
Yeah, probably. So there is the list, guys.
Facebook birthdays, Colby.
Yes.
I just forget these. Friend of the show, Kimberly Castle, who was she's like a model and a fitness model and a major hot. Just go look up Kimberly Castle online.
Probably not.
.org. And frequent contributor and guest on our old fitness podcast on this network, The Fitness Zone. Happy birthday to Kimberly. Julie DeHardy, here from DFW Radio, has a birthday. Vicky Hitzkes.
Hello.
Has a birthday. Oh, I'm not allowed to say that.
That she has a birthday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or birthday. I don't think I'm allowed to say that.
I mean, you can.
Let's see. Anybody else? Oh, another friend of the show. Big time listener that goes way back with us, 4 or 5 years. Mr. Sean Fisher, no relation to exclusive. Good dude, manages a pizza place in my neighborhood.
Go watch my YouTube
I
channel.
walked in one day and you'd have thought he was like looking at a rock star, and he like bought my pizza. He's like, man, I love y'all's show and blah blah. And I'm like, really? I was with my kids, and he's like talking. He's like, man, I bet y'all's dad is it's the coolest dad ever. I bet, huh? And they were like, yeah, I guess.
You sure he listens?
I know, right? But so shout out to Sean. Happy birthday to him. So there's your Facebook birthdays. All right.
Got a comment for y'all to read.
Ugly. You have yours ready to go?
Yeah, I can do mine.
All right, go ahead.
So, My good would have been a toss-up between David Letterman and Ed O'Neill, but I'm going to go with Ed O'Neill as my good. Love Al Bundy. Bad is going to be Shannon Doherty. And, it's because of what she did to Charm, because I actually like that show. Used to watch it before I go to school. And my ugly is Tiny Tim. That gets self-explanatory.
Dude, he's
Yeah, Gerb's seen that before.
big shout out to Ron Gallagher. I guess somebody already put him on the screen, right? But we can talk about him because Ron's a good listener. Big shout out to Ron. Thanks for popping back on here with us, buddy. So my turn, my good. Man. And I've got 3 on here I could go with. But you know what? I got to go Ed O'Neill. Al Bundy's better than David Letterman. And David Letterman's better than Andy Garcia.
Okay.
So there's my good. My bad. I got to go with Shannon Doherty.
Okay.
She's trying to spread cancer throughout America. I don't know.
No, I
Wow.
she beat. Man.
Is that not how that works?
No.
You got to catch it somewhere.
Wow.
And then my ugly. Since you already took since you already took Tiny Tim, I guess I just gave it away.
Yeah. If I say you gave it
I'm
away.
going Claire Danes. And she's not really ugly.
No, she's not.
She's just not hot.
You're
I don't think she's hot. So we'll just go. That means you're ugly, right?
okay.
At least on this list.
All right. My good, because of how much entertainment I have gotten from this one particular fellow, and I don't know him as a human, so don't bring that to me. But from video games to books to everything else, Tom Clancy has probably filled up more of my life through entertainment than anybody else on this list.
Fair enough.
My bad, I'm not dogpiling on Shannon Doherty like the rest of you idiots. Just because
I don't know what you're talking about.
she might have been an awful person for a little bit, but we all have chances to grow up. I am, however, going to go ahead and go with, I'm going to go with Charles Napier. Just because I think he should have done more with what he had.
All right.
And my ugly, it's not Claire. It's, you know what? Ed O'Neill is not a handsome man, nor has he ever been. And part of the reason why he got in some of the parts that he did is his ability to make that ugly Bob Bull face.
Good story.
Yeah.
Like when you punch Bob Bull back in the day in the stomach. And you go, yeah, that face.
I don't know who that is.
It's a Mike Tyson's Punch-Out reference
Oh,
from the 8-bit Nintendo.
Yep.
You should have known that one.
I don't know their names.
Okay.
I've slept since the 80s.
I hope.
Done some other
I
stuff,
hope
too.
so. So there's your good, bad, and the ugly. If you have differentiating opinions, be sure and let us know about them either by the text line 214-937-0569 or a comment, tweet, anything else that you would like to do, and we will read them and possibly comment on them next year at this time, because that'll be the next time we talk about these particular people in this order. So there is that.
Oh, man, I didn't even think about the fact that in a year, or however long ago we started this, 6 months, I guess, we'll be able to, reevaluate all of our picks.
Yes.
Man, we should have been keeping track of all this crap in a notebook or something.
Well, and also who became even more famous throughout that year that might have topped somebody that was on the list. The list is going to change slightly year to year.
So we need to keep up with our picks every show, and then at the end of the show, I'll get a notebook, and then we'll just put the date, and then who everybody picked as the. Yeah, we got to do that. That'll be interesting. Then we can do a retrospective.
Right.
Before GBU.
Yes.
That'd be awesome.
Who was the GBU last year?
Yeah. Ooh, and then we can have the 5-time winner go to GBU of the decade. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, baby, a triple! Oh, yeah!
That's a lot of work.
That was a lot.
I didn't mean to hit that.
That's a lot of work, whatever I was just talking about.
That sure was.
Wow.
It was.
Colby, we had a significant occurrence in the MCU yesterday, right?
We did, as the MCU released the Marvels trailer, and for those of you that don't know exactly what's happening, maybe you didn't pay attention to Miss Marvel on Disney Plus. At the end of that series, you had an appearance by one Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel -Ham.
Yeah, as they switched places at the end of that.
Thank you, Mean Jackson.
Nope.
At the end of that. So what's happening in this movie is you're having Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, and then from the Scarlet Witch series, you're having what are they calling her? Is it Photon?
Thank Photon.
Photon, I believe.
In this one, they're all getting together and they are the Marvels. So the trailer popped up and there's a lot of switching happening because their powers are connected. And so because of that, they're switching places and such in the trailer, and you get to see kind of what's going on. You also get to see that really fun moment where Ms. Marvel actually gets to see for the first time Fury on the spaceship, which I believe that's part of SWORD. They just haven't announced it yet. Because they have Sword and Shield, so Sword is the part of the shield that's out of space. Yeah. So it's like the attack, and then the shield is what covers the Earth. So that's what differentiates that going on. So it's on the ship, and you kind of see them meet together and what have you. But the trailer was really awesome in the fact that they did some updating on some of the costumes, what I could tell on the trailer. And so Captain Marvel has her costume updated even farther than what we last saw it at, and it looks more like the old Marvel costume. There's the red and the blue and the gold star in the middle. Really kind of larger than life. The thing, and Photon gets her actual, like, look at her costume in the trailer, or whatever you want to call it. The only one that I wasn't as happy with is Miss Marvel. They tried to update, and I think they backdated a little bit. It went a little bit backwards on her look from the TV show, and I thought that was weird because you're moving into a movie, so you do it better, right?
You want me to play this, what I have right here for us?
Yeah, we have a little GIF that kind of shows them using their powers, and so you can see as Photon's like absorbing Marvel's, her costume changes, and then when she uses it, it goes back to her actual colors of her costume, and also they're flipping colors too, which means their powers are intermingling and switching in this moment, which is actually also pretty cool.
It was a cool scene from the trailer.
I don't know why they're fighting, by the way.
That's what I was gonna ask if you knew why.
I don't know why. I do know part of this. I have confirmed part of this movie will take place in Song.
Wait, in what?
In Song.
Is it in SONG?
Yeah.
Like a musical?
Kind of.
Oh my God.
This is comic book based, by the way. They end up on a planet that the person in charge of the planet makes sure that everybody, the way to talk, the cadence, is in Song.
All right.
Oh no.
So you're going to have a moment where few moments where they're on this planet where when they're talking, which may add to some comedy.
Hopefully.
And not just a musical breakout for no apparent reason.
I mean, Brie Larson can do whatever she wants. I'll watch it.
All three of these actresses can do pretty much whatever the hell they want.
Yes.
I don't know about the little girl. I mean,
no, she's as the cuteness level of, and just the expression of innocence that she can do while kicking ass is something that doesn't normally get reached by a person of this age.
Right.
And by the way, she's 20 in real life.
Right.
Tim, so you...
Yeah, but she looks 12, so...
That's not...
Yeah, you missed the discussion we had Monday.
Oh, y'all changed
We
her.
actually talked... No. We just... There's a explanation. We'll get into it later.
So at any rate, her ability to do that actually makes her character... You never watched Miss Marvel,
Yeah.
did you?
I did.
Okay.
I mean, I was confused as F, but I watched it.
So
it all kind of made sense towards the end.
Right. Well, you have trouble with backstories building
Because I don't know anybody.
Right.
Oh.
As we're finding out in Mandalorian right now, is that, oh no, this whole thing sucks. I hate it. Oh, that's a pretty good episode.
I never said it sucks. I said I was confused by like 2 of the episodes.
You say what you say, I hear what I hear.
That's true. See, what kind of, we married?
No.
That's what it sounds like.
We going mudding?
No. Damn it. But this is actually, I haven't been as truly looking forward to a MCU movie here in just a little bit, besides Wakanda Forever.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much after that, I was like, oh, yeah, cool. Now Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I am excited for that one. Just because it feels like, in the way Gunn's been talking about it, it's not the end of everything, but it's the conclusion to the whole story about them, and kind of it'll feed into others. They're not going away, but well, some of them aren't. I didn't say that.
Spoiler.
Yeah, but this is one that, and I'll readily admit, how they've been using her, I am not a Captain Marvel fan whatsoever. Because they made her way too freaking powerful.
Right. We had this conversation on the air, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
We way too powerful. Like, and I'll say it again in case you didn't hear that part from the last time. They made her as powerful as what she is in the comic books, standing or basically right up against a star about to go nova, where she can absorb all of that power. They just made her flat out that powerful all the time, which is BS. She is not that kick-ass. She's kick-ass until Rogue kills her or puts her in a hospital.
That's Rogue for you right there.
Yeah. Well, Mystique tricked her, that kind of stuff, and then she didn't know, and I'm actually kind of hoping that happens, by the way. I really am hoping when they introduce the X-Men that it pretty much puts Brie Larson out of business.
No.
I want her to go out of business. You know who I'm a fan of for the X-Men?
Keep making Nissan commercials.
Well, I mean, she can still not out of business. Captain Marvel no longer there.
She's the hottest, of all the Marvels.
Well, until whoever they get to play Rogue plays Rogue. If they get the right actors to play Rogue, then we're good.
I'm a Gambit fan.
In the
I am a real
X-Men?
Gambit fan.
Yeah,
Yes.
they've. By the way,
Are they going to actually do it? I've been waiting for so long. So long. I mean, when I heard the rumor, I was like, stop playing.
you would hope, right?
Oh.
If you're going to do Rogue and all of that,
You got to bring Gambit in.
you got to bring Gambit in there. You were close to getting more from Taylor Kish as Gambit.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad that died.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did y'all know Bryan Adams, the great Canadian pop singer from the 80s, is a wrestler now?
It's not the same.
I don't know who that is.
It's just like Bryan Adams.
It's
Cuts like a knife, but it feels so. Is that his walk-up music?
that is not.
That is most
Was
definitely
the
not.
summer of '69.
Are you're not talking about Orange Cassidy, are you?
Whoever that dude is right there.
That's Orange Cassidy.
It looks like Bryan Adams. That chick's got evil eyes.
She does, because she's evil. So that's
why they wear black?
By the way, we're commenting on the AEW that's happening.
Yes,
in case you're listening
just-
to the download and you have no idea what's going on, there are TVs in here, and Tim was
Lots of
not all the way interested in exactly Marvel talk and faded off into watching wrestling. So
I have a question for you real quick, though.
sure, go ahead.
What did you think about the second installment of what am I thinking about? They coming out in May.
The second installment of
What's the new Marvel? I just completely went blank.
you're going to have to help me more than second installment.
You talking about my colonoscopy?
What? No.
They put it in the second time?
I would hope not.
The second installment?
No.
Sorry, Britt. I know you're watching. I didn't mean to get too close to home there for you.
Guardians of the Galaxy. There we go.
The second installment of Guardians of the Galaxy.
It took me a while.
It was. I wanted them to go that way because if you're making Star-Lord your main character, which they are, obviously, you need to explain the reason why he was able to hold on to that and all of that, which is he's the son of Ego.
Yeah.
I didn't like some of how long they took. It felt a little bit like the second prequel movie on Star Wars, where it's like, man, this story's taking too much time.
I felt like it took extremely long.
Now at the end, when everything's going to hell in a handbasket, I'm like, oh, this is great.
It took us so long to get there, though.
It did. There wasn't enough pop and romp for me. Again, explain it. Cool. I was really kind of hoping we would get more Howard in that. That's a secret that I'd love to have happen, is more Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck. And some Leah Thompson along with him.
No, we don't have to go full Howard the Duck and her making out with a duck.
My voice sounds good when I talk about Leah Thompson like this.
I'm not sure you know what good is.
Oh, my good.
In a world where Howard the Duck married Leah Thompson.
I mean, I still remember that, watching that movie as a kid, and the first couple of seconds there were duck boobs, and I didn't know how to feel about that.
Please tell us how you felt.
Duck boobs.
I don't know how I felt about that, because Howard the Duck was pulled from his place all the way to Earth, right through this tunnel thing.
You know, you got a little happy.
And he gets pulled through this lady duck's bathroom, and the lady's in the tub, and she's just duck boobed right there to the camera, and I didn't know what
Hashtag duck boobed.
because at that age that I was, any boob's a good
That's what I'm
boob,
saying. You were
right?
happy.
Any boob's a good boob. But it was weird. It was like somebody finally undressed female Bugs Bunny, and I didn't know what to do about that.
Oh, Lola.
Oh, I'd like to see that.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, there's internets out there if y'all are really down.
Y'all
with-
ever see Jessica Rabbit naked?
Yes, actually, you did too.
Internets.
If you watched the movie in slow motion,
I never did.
you can see Jessica Rabbit's rabbit.
Is
hole.
there a Jessica Rabbit category on Pornhub?
There is. I mean,
All right.
Are
We'll
we
be back
confirming
on
this?
Monday. That's the end of the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show.
He actually confirmed it.
I'm just going to go ahead and let you know that there are videos out there of just about anything that you think that you thought that you wanted to see as far as cartoons or animation. There's some guy.
They do have animation.
There's some guy with a computer. It's like, man, I always wanted to know what it was, and it happened.
It's real big in the anime community.
I think Brian Adams broke his arm.
And it's still Orange Cassidy. You would like and also hate watching an Orange Cassidy wrestling match.
Well, this was entertaining.
So
I love it.
there you
That
are.
dude seems like a big P.
Well, he's a bad guy.
Look, he's stomping on his hurt hand.
Right. Well, I mean, he's the bad guy.
It's not fair.
It's
Where's the referee?
he's right there counting.
I mean, the match is already over.
I mean, he's still
They
counting.
just called it.
Well, he's counting now.
Those referees don't do what you want them to do. It's not WWE.
No.
They got
They're not
free
the
range.
stars.
Yeah, it's just going to break hands and do things. So, yeah, the Marvel trailer, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. I will be having more information about what's going on with the Marvels. I do have some right now. I'm just not willing to spill it yet because I haven't got it totally confirmed on some of the things I got going on. Just know that this is probably going to spin into a whole different direction by the time we're all said and done with it. By the way, Blade is filling out its actor and actresses roles. And so there's some new names coming in, and I will have what characters they're playing, and we'll have more on that once I have totally confirmed all that going on. So that is it for the Marvel's trailer talk. But coming up next.
Wait, we got a little bit of time. Do you want to get into a little Mandalorian talk for 4 or 5 minutes?
Sure, we can.
Okay, cool. Now I can sit up here and not pay attention.
Why?
I just want to do it like you did.
Literally paid attention to the whole thing.
You kind of tuned out there for a minute.
I commented the entire time. I did get distracted. Yeah. So, of course, the latest, second to last, penultimate Mandalorian episode, right, for season 3 was today.
Yes.
And we don't want to give spoilers away, but, as I came into the studio today, Colby's like, did you see the Mandalorian yet? I was like, oh, crap. No, I didn't because I've been freaking busy all day today. So, we had an hour and a half or so to go before the show. So we sat right here, turned it on one of the TVs up here, and we watched the Mandalorian. Episode 7, I guess it is, for season 3. And I'll admit, like I have to Colby, I've been lost a little bit this season.
Right.
Which that's, not surprising to anyone. I don't sometimes pay attention to certain things that I should, and I miss things, or I forget things. But yeah, this episode made a lot of this season 3, for those of you in my position, make a lot more sense, and it gave, I think, the series a direction that they're going.
Yes,
and it's and again, we don't want spoilers or anything because it just came out today, but dude, it's exciting for season 4 because we're pretty sure there's a season 4 coming out.
Right.
And it was a really, really good one. It's a new chapter for Grogu that you'll see. That's not a spoiler, by the way. It's just a new chapter for Grogu.
It is, and there's a lot of tying in that's happening, and it was kind of what I was expecting. And this may be not I'm not confused by stuff because I know what they're doing or where they're going. It may be a little bit of that, and that's the reason why I may get a little bit just like, what do you mean, Tim? Duh, stupid. It's all going to make
that.
But yeah, for those that were in Tim's spot and you've been questioning everything that's going on, pretty much you'll realize there was really only one kind of filler episode, and that was the one with Jack Black in it and on that planet. And I'm not sure if it was quite a filler episode because they had to go get the other faction of Mandalorians. It's just they made it last just a little bit longer than what it should because they had to go deal with the robots and all of that. But some of that was reaffirming that, hey, he don't like droids.
Right.
So some of that was, just reaffirming before they went with, what happens later. Oh my God, I almost spilled it.
Yeah, because they really stressed that very early on in the series.
They stressed it early in the series.
How much he hated droids.
And then that's what made, the moments that happened later kind of cool. And then it's also kind of cool again. So
yeah, there it is.
So there it is. You know what? It's hard to dance around that without saying, pretty much anything because a lot of it's, well, we don't want to spoil it for you.
Yeah.
But if
we only had like 2 minutes to kill, so we're good.
So, well,
we did it.
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't know if mission accomplished happened.
We may have confused more people than we may entertained right there.
We may have just word fumbled through about 2 minutes and said Mandalorian a couple times and that we liked it, and there you go. But coming up next, here's some other things that you might be interested in. During the next hour, we are going to have the Hockey Hawk Gavin Spittle on via phone because Tim's stupid to talk Dallas Stars. News and notes is also going to happen at the end of the show, and I've got plenty of trips to Florida lined up. But right before all of that, coming up right after you hear some commercial spots, the top 10 things that only exist to annoy people, and Disneyland guests abandoned overnight on a ride.
Somebody's worst nightmare.
So also things that might annoy people. That's all coming up next on the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show.
Hello, sports fans.
FanStream Sports.
Hello, friends. IndyCarTim here with the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show here on FanStream Sports. Want to tell you a little bit about our friends over at the Highlands Performance Golf Center in Carrollton, Texas. They are everything you need to become a better golfer. Are you tired of losing to your friends? Are you tired of losing to your wife? Head on over to the Highlands Performance Golf Center. Take advantage of their PGA teaching professionals, or head on over there with your family. They've got family fun over there for you. The 18-hole par 3 mini golf course is newly renovated and beautifully landscaped. It's designed to challenge players of all skills and abilities. They've also got junior programs and summer camps for your kids if they're showing an interest in the game of golf. Head on over there, explore all the family fun at the Highlands. And don't forget about the teaching professionals. They've got several instructors ready to work with you privately or in group sessions, as well as all of the latest technology to assess your problem areas and help you drive farther and straighter, because, boys, it's all about length, right? Their on-site fitness instructor will work with your physical fitness, helping you gain mobility and fix pain points that are limiting your game, because you can't make the perfect swing if you don't have a good body. It's all about the body, boys. Head on over to the Highlands Performance Golf Center. Get your golf gear there as well. In Carrollton, on Trinity Mills, in between Marsh and Midway. Check them out on the web at highlandspgc.com or give them a call at 972-733-4111. We'll see you there.
Guys, let me tell you about Bay Area Modern Medical Center. Are you experiencing low sex drive? fatigue, hot flashes, moodiness, and you just don't feel like you have the vitality you once had? You're not just getting old, it's likely low testosterone. Studies over the last 20 years show a shocking decline in younger males aged 16 to 39. Older men have seen a sharp decline as well. Do something about it. Go see my friend Christopher Lugo at Bay Area Modern Medicine. Testosterone replacement is not a frivolous treatment. It takes a professional, targeted approach that focuses on total body wellness, vitality, and emotional stability. Not a one-size-fits-all approach like many clinics use. They will monitor your blood work and adjust your treatment as needed for optimal results. Call 844-977-3477 or go to BAMMC.com.
Jeeves Law Group. I've known Scott Jeeves for quite some time, and he's just like us, a huge college football fan, but he's not just another PI attorney. He is a ferocious advocate for his clients. Scott Jeeves is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator practicing in Tampa Bay for over 30 years. He is an AV preeminent rated civil trial lawyer and certified circuit court mediator. Folks, these designations are not just given out. They're given only to the best trial attorneys. But more than anything, Scott takes these cases personally. I've heard it from his clients. He's a fighter you want on your side. Insurance companies hate it when they see you're represented by Jeeves. He's just different. 727-894-2929 or go to JeevesLawGroup.com. That's JEEVES lawgroup.com and tell him JP sent you.
Coming back at you.
Now, more Fan Stream Sports. Hello, sports fans.
Fan Stream Sports.
Hey, it's Colby Sapp, and it's time for me to fill you in on the Highlands Performance Golf Center. It's North Dallas's premier golf practice facility. Keyword practice, because if you need practice, well, they've got the ways to fix your golf swing by doing the practice and doing it in style. Talking about the 65-plus grass tees, 2 practice putting surfaces, a short game area, an indoor putting studio, and an 18-hole mini golf course. But wait, there's more. Take advantage of the PGA teaching pros. Get your game the level up that you so desperately need. That includes you, Tito. Yeah, Tito. That guy that always asks, I can't go because it's raining. Well, they got covered tees, Tito. Oh, that's too cold out. They got heated tees, Tito. I need internets. They've got the HighlandsPGC.com, Tito. So don't be Tito. Be well informed because of this commercial and go visit the Highlands Performance Golf Center and tell them that we here at FanStream Sports sent you.
Now is the time to make sure your home insurance is in order. In the last year, many of us have made improvements to our homes, so call the folks at Italiano and discuss these upgrades to make sure you have enough coverage. According to a recent report, almost 64% of homeowners don't have enough insurance on their home, which is their most valuable asset. Also, a great time to make sure you have flood insurance. Even if your mortgage company does not require flood insurance, your home could still be at flood risk. Another big item as we enter hurricane season is making sure your pool enclosure is added to your policy and there will be no issue at claim time. That happens a lot. So call your friendly agent at Italiano Insurance to review your policies today. 813-877-7799 or ItalianoInsurance.com. Attention, if you are home shopping or looking for a refinance, and even if you already have the approval letter, you must call my man Scott Fitzgerald at American Mortgage Services. Scott has a brand new program available in the greater Tampa Bay area called the Community Advantage Loan Program. Get this, no money down, no mortgage insurance, no points, no origination fee, purchase or refinance, and loan amounts up to $647,000. Now, there are some application requirements. It must be a single-family home, 1 unit, primary residence, and have a minimum 640 credit score. The program only applies to certain neighborhoods, so you have to call to find out if you qualify. So call Scott Fitzgerald at 813-294-7595 or email him at scott@amstampa.com. Now, even if you don't qualify for that program, Scott will shop your loan around, get you the best rates, and won't charge you the huge upfront fees. And if you've had issues with your bank calling you back, Scott will return calls immediately or at least the same day. 813-294-7595 or email him, scott@amstampa.com. Scott Fitzgerald, MLS 386-722, American Mortgage Services, 1000 North Ashland Drive, Suite 1020, Tampa, Florida.
Coming back at you.
Now, more Fan Stream Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show right here on Fan Stream Sports, live from the Fan Stream Sports studios in Dallas. I'm IndyCarTim. That is Colby Sapp.
Yep.
That is Gary Jackson in the fish tank, twerking and planking, tweaking and twisting.
Little tweaking, little twerking.
Little tweaking and twerking.
Just a little bit. Just a
There you
little
go.
bit.
I was wondering what that clapping noise was.
Making us all sound good. Oh, gross. I remember that sound from when I was used to be in there.
Oh gosh.
And I'm not sure everything's been sanitized properly since that happened.
I definitely watch where I put my hands.
Zero chance. Yeah, there's zero chance that's happened. The maid hasn't come yet this week.
We got a maid?
Here at the studio. Yeah.
We need more lemon pledge.
Your brother's the maid.
I don't know. It ain't getting clean. Really.
It sure ain't, 'cause he ain't showing up.
Wow.
Stop paying him.
Man.
We getting paid?
They're firing shots at everybody.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
There you go. We got him.
Oh, you see, he did. Yeah,
He did it better.
that's
beautiful.
That's me that does it.
Colby did it better than Colby.
He did.
That's weird.
Coming up, we've got the hockey hawk himself, Mr. Gavin Spittle, to talk some Dallas Stars hockey and NHL playoffs, the Stanley Cup playoffs, as they are commonly referred to.
Most likely, yeah.
And then, of course, news and notes from Mr. Colby Sapp, the world-famous news and notes. But, Colby, I found a funny list.
I love funny lists.
And when I find funny lists,
People do love lists.
people love lists.
They do.
When my voice is like this, I can do a good Chris.
All right, then.
Who you watching is a sport. Well, maybe not.
I don't think that went the way you wanted to.
Take it back. So this I did not find on Ranker
Okay, good.
or Wanker.
All right.
I actually found this on something,
sadness.
Yeah, it's
something
the,
called
the British version of Ranker.
That's what I'm about to say. Sadness.
Today, mate.
Yeah. Still.
No, it's not. No.
Still not. No, damn it.
No.
This is on something called Top Tens with a Z.
oh,
Of course it is.
Yeah, it's going to be bad. And there's some pop culture references in here that we will all get, and then there's a couple that are still funny, even though we won't understand them because they're probably from a different country. Okay. But let's start with number 10. We have any production music we could do in there?
Yes, we do.
Like I've got the Benny Hill theme on there that would be pretty funny if you wanted to play that
Okay.
while we were doing this. That's not it.
That's
no,
not it?
No, that's not it. No. No. That's for later. Sorry. That's all right. Don't worry about it. So number 10, and this is regarding The Simpsons. Anybody Simpsons fans here?
Yes.
There you go. Let's bring it down. There you go.
It wasn't in red.
Bring it down quite a bit.
Yeah.
There you go. That's good right there. So number 10, are we familiar with the character Hans Moleman?
Of course.
Mole Man?
Yes, Mole Man.
I have no idea.
He was added to the series just to spite aggravated fans. There is a commentary on the DVD track for an early Simpsons episode where he makes his debut, I guess, on the series. And basically, Matt Groening, he showed everybody that's on the show, you know, the character, and everybody said no. No. Like literally the entire production team, no.
Nope.
And he really liked it, so he just did it anyway. And apparently, after the debut, they got hate mail for it.
For Mole Man?
For Mole Man. Like nobody liked it. And so he said, screw it. And he just kept writing them in the show. So we wouldn't have Mole Man in The Simpsons if it wasn't going to annoy people. And apparently Mole Man is homosexual. That might
See you Monday.
more people. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't care. Moles can do whatever they want. I don't care.
You know what? I'm okay without the music.
Yeah, I want to go ahead and bring it down because we're going to need music here in a minute because we do have an audio daily double.
Okay.
Number 9, Colby. Potato chips
What?
were invented to annoy an unruly customer.
What?
Experts on the salty potato chip snacks differ on the origins, but the commonly accepted origin is that they were invented by a chef to annoy a finicky customer. The story goes that the potato chips were invented by a New York-based chef named George Crumb in the 1850s after he got into a heated argument with a customer. According to most versions of the story, the customer repeatedly complained that Crumb's French fries were cut too thick, and some versions said that the customer also complained that they were neither cooked all the way or salted enough.
Okay.
So the annoyed chef says, all right, you don't think they're salty and thin enough? He sliced some potatoes as thin as he possibly could, threw them in the fryer, and served them up. And potato chips were born.
I love the fact his last name is Crumb.
Right? I know, isn't that funny?
I also love the fact that it's one of the greatest inventions of all time. I will say that because potato chips are, well,
They're pretty good.
pretty damn good. But was invented because some guy got pissed off.
I can see that, though.
I mean, I can too.
Yep.
I'll teach you. It's actually, it's the same thing that, and this may be on the list. Is there any more food on the list?
No. No more food on the list.
Okay, so the same thing happened, and for those that love Nashville hot chicken, one of the things that was, so this a lady, as the myth or real story goes, a lady was fed up with her husband always complaining about food or something along that lines, or he was a cheater, one of the two, and he thought, and she was trying to get back at him. So what she did was she took a whole lot of cayenne pepper she got the fried chicken that she made for him, took a whole lot of cayenne pepper, and just the oil from the fry, mixed it together and just put it all over the chicken like she gave up on it, and just served it with some white bread, and he thought it was the greatest thing ever.
He definitely cheated on her.
Oh, yeah. But still.
Like the origin of that, I feel like he had to cheat on her for her to try to do that.
Yeah, just to give up and just be like, here. Yeah, I didn't even try.
And he loved it.
And he thought it was amazing. And
Best cookie she did in her life.
And you know what?
It's funny to me that
he ain't wrong.
That Nashville hot is a blanket description for what's supposed to be a pretty singular flavor. Dude, I've had Nashville hot, quote, chicken, wings, thighs, sandwiches at different places, and they all taste completely different. Like they're not.
It's not a
universal. I know there's supposed to be a base recipe for it,
right?
But everywhere you go, it's a little different.
Well, some people mix in a little bit of hot sauce or Louisiana or whatever with their Nashville, and it's really not. It's supposed to be basically just like the cayenne pepper with a little bit of the oil from the fry itself, put on it or brushed on it,
right?
And then a lot of times they'll like double fry it with that situation going on, and also mix it in with the chicken before it's battered. So either way, if you get true Nashville hot chicken, you know what? If you get fake Nashville, as long as somebody put a hot coating on my fried chicken, I'm okay good. With it. Yeah, I'm good.
It just makes me want to try it if it's on the menu somewhere. I'm like, oh, I wonder what theirs tastes like,
There is on the way to the house. I haven't tried it yet. There is an actual place that's just called Nashville Hot Chicken.
Is it Dave's?
I think so.
Dave's Nashville.
I think it's Dave's. Yeah,
dude, I've been there. It's good.
Is it?
I've been to one of them.
I want to go, but just didn't.
As a matter of fact, our illustrious owner of the building that we're in is a part owner of one of those. Not far down the street here. Adam, our buddy Adam.
Well, somebody might want to hook that up.
Let's bring some in the show, man.
We'll try it on air and see if we think it's good or not.
I mean, even if we don't, we have to say we do.
Yeah, probably.
At that point. Number 8, Colby. Anybody Beatles fans here? Yeah, me too. Not so much. I do like John Lennon, though. As most Beatles songs that I enjoy were written by John Lennon.
Right.
And then I went on to enjoy his short solo career.
I do hate the fact that all of us went, just in case somebody out there listening is just like, oh my God, really? They're the Beatles. I understand the greatness of the Beatles. I can't. I'm a metal and hip hop head.
Yeah.
Mostly metal, slightly hip hop head. And you can understand that my appreciation for music is different. So there you go.
Yeah. And I agree and recognize their contributions to rock and roll and to music in general.
And appreciate the hell out of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just not going to be spinning anywhere in a yellow submarine.
Choose not to listen to most of it.
Definitely a choice.
I Am the Walrus, we're all familiar with the song, right? Was written by John Lennon to be as obtuse and annoying to fans as possible.
Makes sense.
Okay.
See, so literally I could have said any Beatles song that was written by Paul McCartney, the same thing. But it probably wasn't on purpose. This was on purpose by John Lennon.
Which Paul McCartney?
Either one, because they're the same person.
Because there's two. There's been two.
Not two.
There's been two Paul McCartney.
It is two.
Colby, there's not two.
There's two.
It's definitely two.
He did not die.
I mean, and then he's back.
He didn't die.
But he's back.
Neither did Tupac. I mean, you know.
I've seen him. He's a hologram now.
Yeah, he's a holograph.
Oh, he living in Cuba.
With Castro?
Well, Castro's dead.
Okay, so it's Tupac. Wait, why can yours be alive but not dead, but mine can't be alive and not dead?
Wait, are you claiming Castro is yours?
I mean, isn't he all of ours?
No.
What did he ever do?
You walked that back now.
Wait, what did he do?
You walked that back
seriously.
now.
This is almost as bad as that time Jeff Kavanaugh was wondering what Hitler did that was so bad.
I do remember that.
That's
no,
pretty terrible.
when I said mine, I meant my reference.
Well, he didn't actually say that. Let me get the reference right for Kavanaugh.
Yeah,
He was
Kavanaugh.
he was trying to think of, because we were playing Are You Better with birthdays, and it was 420, so guess whose birthday it was. And Kavanaugh is a humble guy.
Yep.
And so he was trying to think of some of the contributions on the other side, you know, and he was slowing it a little bit, and we had to explain to him, when it's Hitler's birthday, you just automatically say you're better than Hitler.
Can't argue with it.
So,
I mean, he was a pretty good artist and gave us some art. I'm just saying. He was.
You can't. I just explained what you can't do, and you just started doing it because you're an ass.
Didn't Hitler try to join the Monkees when they came out?
No, it's not the same.
Sorry, that was Charles Manson.
I'm about to say, I thought that was Manson.
Are they not the same person?
Well-
Marilyn Manson and
Are they the same
Adolf
person?
Hitler?
Oh, no.
I don't know how we got here in this landmine.
It's all Jeff's fault.
I brought up
Slow,
Tupac
Jeff.
and look what happened.
You brought what?
I brought up Tupac. Look what happened.
Yeah, I know.
How did we?
The whole
What
world
did
goes to
we?
hell.
Who? Move on.
Because Timm killed Paul.
Oh my God.
I think it was because he was claiming. Never mind.
I'm so confused right now.
I low-key was setting you up for that one. but
What's
I'm gonna leave it
happening right now? Yeah. So anyway,
Can we add
I won't
this
even read
segment
that.
to the things that were annoying?
Most
on
annoying?
purpose? Yeah.
Oh, that was gonna be number
We're famous?
one. That was gonna be number one. Was this segment?
Okay.
We're famous.
Colby ruined the bit. Number 7, because we're not gonna do number 8 anymore. There's a parcel of land
Because it was racist and or something we can't do.
in New York City.
Because we just did all of that.
Well, it was the Paul McCartney being dead thing. There's a parcel of land in New York City, and I hesitate to call it a parcel, and I've actually seen this spot, that the city doesn't own because it annoyed exactly one guy.
What?
So I forget, it's in, as it describes here, it's tucked away in the New York's West Village, and I've been in this corner. So if you're walking around, there's a we're building, like in New York, they often do, the buildings come to a point at an intersection, and there's like a shop now, and that used to be that when that building was built in the like 1910s, there was a shop where they were going to build the building, and the guy refused to sell. I'm not going to give you my shop to tear it down to build a building or whatever. So literally, there is a triangle that's about 2 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet on the corner of the property that is still owned by that guy's family because he refused to sell. He finally acquiesced, and sold out. But to save face, he kept this little triangle square, and it's mapped out on the sidewalk. New York City does not own this spot, and it mentions the family's name and all that, and then a little plaque, what happened and what year and all that crap. So literally, there's a little plot of land in New York City that the city doesn't own, but this guy's family still owns. All because he was trying to piss off the city.
Because there's a small pyramid in New York City.
It's pretty funny.
Good times.
Have you ever got caught between the moon in New York City?
What?
Oh, okay.
I don't know where this was going.
I guess y'all don't enjoy yacht rock like I do.
No.
Number 6.
Yeah, you keep going.
SpongeBob's opening theme song was written just to annoy parents.
I love it.
Colby knows this.
I love it.
The opening to SpongeBob SquarePants is an assault on the senses. It's loud, it's obnoxious, and the lyrics are so infectiously catchy that running your fingers along the back of a person with smallpox reveals them in Morse code. That's pretty catchy right there.
What? What?
Huh. Wait, let me read that sentence again. The lyrics are so infectiously catchy that running your fingers along the back of a person with smallpox reveals them in Morse code. That's kind of annoying right there. That whole sentence. The entire theme song. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? I don't know. It's kind of catchy to me. I don't mind it so much.
You can't help but join in.
Yeah. And so this is where we get to our audio daily double. Gary, if you don't mind playing the song.
Wait.
Colby, you heard a little bit of it earlier.
I did.
This is considered one of the most ambitious pieces of music ever composed.
What?
It's so much going on.
And was written for the sole purpose of annoying people.
I actually want this. This is hilarious. I want this.
It contains practically every element of music the general public can find, and it's offensive to the ear.
It's not good.
It's a horrifying amalgamation of styles and instruments that can never get caught up.
Was that bagpipes?
Yeah, there's bagpipes in it too. It has everything from opera rapping to a blistering bagpipe solo.
To a banjo.
And the song, if you can even call it that, is an unbending battering ram of sound designed to grind away at your sanity.
It would.
I like the opera singing though, I'm not gonna lie.
It did.
Oh, it's still going.
Oh, it goes.
Go. Oh, this is annoying part.
So I cut it down.
It's all been annoying. I don't know what.
I like the opera singing.
What?
It was funny.
All right, go ahead and pull it back. So the song is about 21 minutes long.
That's why it's annoying.
It's called The Most Unwanted Song.
Uh-huh.
And it was put together by these guys, I guess, who were on a record deal. And they owed one more record to the record label.
I love it.
And they were like, you know what? And apparently the label had screwed them out of some finances.
Uh-huh.
So they said, all right, we've got an album for you. So the 21 minutes was on an album comprised of both sides. All right, so, 10.5 minutes each or whatever. Of that, literally, and that was the album they released.
I don't think I can get my face to unclench.
East Texas coming out.
I love that, man.
I love the beginning of it.
That was so bad.
I love the beginning of it.
You can't. You shouldn't. That's the worst thing No.
The Most Unwanted Song, by the way.
21 minutes, though, that's a lot.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
That's a lot.
That was
like the next time we have to cancel a show and we can't go live, I'm just going to play the video of that on YouTube live and we'll just loop it.
I think I only heard 3 minutes of it. And my face is slowly shutting down.
All the senses are shutting down.
Number
3,
I was able to
Colby.
reopen my eyes.
Number 3, Colby. Crap, I got to call Spittle. We got to finish these. Lamborghini only exists because of a petty argument.
Oh,
Now,
man.
you aware of this background of Lamborghini, where it came from?
I don't know. I just always enjoyed saying the word kunta.
It was Countach, first of all.
I know, but that's not how I said it.
Kunta.
Sounded
Wasn't
better.
that one of the slaves on Roots?
No, I mean, it's close. It's just
Kunta?
Yeah,
Kunta Kinte?
it's Kunta Kinte.
Geordie LaForge?
Yeah, but
Hitler?
No, damn it, you can't root.
I brought it back. I brought it back.
No, you didn't.
So, look, I don't even have to read this. I'll tell you. The story goes, I believe it was back in the 40s. What's a guy's name? Fabrizio Lamborghini bought a Ferrari and was not happy with it. And he wasn't happy with it to the point that he took it back to the dealership. And they wouldn't help him, wouldn't do anything with all his complaints. He ended up going straight to Enzo Ferrari. Went straight to the man himself. And said, "Your car sucks, sir." I mean, this is a paraphrasing. This isn't a quote. And literally rattled off all these things that he didn't like about it, whatever with the handling. And he's look, I could build a car better than this. And jokingly, see, they have the quote here. And so Ferrari, Lamborghini built tractors, farm tractors. So he already had the company that built tractors. So Enzo Ferrari, as he's kicking him out of his office, said, You may be able to drive a tractor, but you'll never be able to handle a Ferrari properly. According to Lamborghini, the singular comment is pretty much the only reason he decided to start making supercars. Meaning the only reason Lamborghini even exists is because the owner wanted to spite Ferrari.
I love spiteful stories.
I do too, right?
That's amazing. You know what's really amazing about all this is that because Lamborghini exists, that's the reason why Ducati exists.
100%. Yep.
So,
and then, the last one's about the only reason that women have the right to vote in New Zealand is because everybody hated one guy. And the people in New Zealand most of the people in New Zealand didn't necessarily want the women to vote.
right.
But the guy that was pushing against it, everyone hated him more than they hated women not voting. So to spite him in one of the local elections or one of the national elections, they voted women in to vote.
So they could vote him out?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so
that's amazing.
There it is. So boys and girls, of course, the Dallas Stars are a thing.
They are a thing.
As I oversimplify the segment.
They are playing the hockey as actually right now as we speak.
Yeah, they're up, right?
They are up.
As we produce on the air here.
Mm-hmm.
And we're trying to call the Hockey Hawk.
Hello.
Hockey Hawk, do you have us?
I sure do.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining the show right now here on the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show on FanStream Sports, the one, the only, the Hockey Hawk, Gavin Spittle.
Wow.
Welcome to the show, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. I mean, do I have to do any bet payoffs for Colby, like toenail sandwiches or anything? Or
you know what, we have borrowed a little bit of the wheel from 1KNC. I asked them to make sure it was all right, so we do have it available, but we won't be spinning it for you, boss man, because
you guys are too kind.
It's a great pleasure to have you on and talk a little hockey. You know, I did want to jump right in because a lot of us are in the boat that we haven't been able to, because of lack of Bally's in our home and what have you, keep up as much as we would like with the Dallas Stars, maybe watching some YouTube shorts of the games going on, or maybe because of all the other things that are happening around sports, we haven't been as dialed into the ice and the puck and the stick as one that might be doing a podcast with entitled Spits and Suds, as you are with Craig Ludwig.
Yeah.
So with and I know from pre-show meetings being up there at the Fan that the guy to talk to when you want to know about, you know, kickers or punters and or hockey would be that would be the Hockey Hawk. And so, can you give us anything to really kind of hang our local sports hats on with the Stars and how they're playing? Because I noticed, you know, as little as I'm able to keep up, that they're doing awesome. But what is some things that can help the Stars fan really see what, or far off Stars fan really see what they've got in this team that may have not been paying as much attention as they should?
Well, I think that's a great question to start off, and let me give an example. When what I feel is, you know, one of the top greatest American, you know, goal scorers and one of the best hockey players of all time, Mike Modano, came to DFW. He didn't say, well, you know, I'm going to embrace the passionate hockey fans. He said, hey, ask me anything. I'm an ambassador. And that's kind of how I feel for hockey fans, because people are busy. And I think everyone kind of agrees that while playoffs in every sport are exciting, hockey playoffs gets ramped up, and it's like, wow, I can really get into this. And to me, it's one of the most exciting things. So as far as the Stars are concerned, I would say this. I'm going to really simplify it. Let's start with the goalie position. Jake Ottinger, who is a young player out of Boston University, who thrived at Boston University, thrived in the Stars minor league system, was drafted the same year as Miro Heiskanen. The Stars moved up in the first round to grab him, is what I think is an elite goaltender. So that's where it starts. You can go really, really far if you have elite goaltending. So you have that backstop. And then we talk about player number 2, Jason Robertson, who set the Stars record for points in a season, it's the Dallas Stars record. The Minnesota North Stars also had 4 other players that surpassed, that were on the list as far as where Robertson is. But he is an elite scorer. And he's not the fastest guy on the ice, but he has a great understanding of the game. He has a great understanding of space. And what I mean by space is that great players know where to be and have an anticipation of where the puck is going to go. And he's a good student of the game. And he just feels as though he's a couple steps ahead. So that's point number 2. So you have an elite young forward in Jason Robertson. And then you go to the reemergence of Jamie Benn. And why is Jamie Benn thriving? For a couple of reasons. One, he, as the captain, and it's not an easy thing to do, Pete DeBoer, first-year coach, asked him to be on the third line. This is a first-line player that was asked to be on the third line. He willingly accepted, and little did we know he'd be paired with a kid that when we were 19, we were kind of messing around and trying to figure out our life. Mm-hmm. And Wyatt Johnston is now in the NHL and looks like he's been in the NHL for the past 5 years. And he scored tonight for Dallas, and he's just a kid that understands the game. He shouldn't even be, put it this way, he's not even allowed to be in the minors because he's so young. So it's either stay in junior hockey and live with a family or jump to the NHL, and he jumped to the NHL.
Wow.
And he basically came up and made it impossible for them not to have him on the roster. And I believe it's 10 games where you can prove yourself or get sent down to juniors. And he just basically said, I'm on this team for good. And couple that with Wyatt Johnston, because he's so young, Joe Pavelski, who is a veteran will be a USA Hockey Hall of Famer. So Joe Pavelski sees a 19-year-old kid and says, come live with me. Let me take you under my wing. Similar to what Mario Lemieux did with Sidney Crosby, in that the 19-year-old doesn't have to worry about getting an apartment, having to deal with bills, having to deal with all the riffraff that comes with. I mean, heck, if I was a 19-year-old and I was playing professional sports, I think you guys agree, like, what trouble would we get into?
Oh, my dear God.
Yeah, exactly, yes. So that's kind of a synopsis as far as, what's going on. Miro Heiskanen, having arguably one of the top seasons as a Stars defenseman, right there with Sergei Zubov. So they have some really, really good parts, and it's all come together under first-year coach Pete DeBoer.
I noticed here that because we're having the home and home versus St. Louis to hopefully get that what is it 1 point that they're behind them?
So they're 1 point behind, but Colorado has what's called a game in hand, and that Colorado has 2 more games left.
Ooh.
So the Stars have to win out, and Colorado has to lose one of their last 2, either against Nashville or Winnipeg.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so I'm now kind of getting wrapped into exactly what's going on as I'm buying in to this hockey team right now, and which everybody should be, because you notice the momentum, kind of like we noticed with the Rangers coming into, by the way, home of the Rangers, 105.3 The Fan.
Yes.
Go ahead and check that out.
Yeah.
But we noticed with the buildup of the Ranger season, and everybody I'm starting to see a lot more on social media talking about not just Stars fans, but people gearing up, and that's the reason why me and Tim both, we're really wanting to have the Hockey Hawk on. So, Tim, I know that you've kind of been like, all right, I'm gearing back up into this too, and we have the Hockey Hawk here.
Yep.
And he can hear me, and I'm talking about him like third person, but that's okay. So what you got for Mr. Spittle here, the boss man?
So Gavin, let's go back to the Stars' previous coach, Mr. Rick Bowness.
Bonus hockey.
I was never a big fan of the hire. I understood why they did. I think you and I may have had a conversation about this in
Yeah.
recent years. I was never a big fan of the hire. He was very open about not wanting to be the head coach of a hockey team anymore. After his long career with Ottawa and some stops along the way. I'm sorry, I should call it Ottawa and some other stops along the way. So the fact that the Stars overperformed for him in 1 or 2 seasons, that's fine. That's great. They didn't get all the way. That bubble season was really good up in Toronto. But with DeBoer coming on, and this guy's a hockey blood guy for life. I mean, player, coached I believe he was the coach of the Knights, right? The Vegas Knights back in 2020 when the Stars knocked them off in the playoffs. What is it that he brings to this club? And there's a lot of young players on this Stars team. What is it that he does so well that gets these guys to play so well as a team? Because, I don't follow it as I used to and as I would like to. I kind of feel like this team's overperforming again, kind of playing out of their mind.
I think that's interesting. So if you look at DeBoer stops in New Jersey, in San Jose, in Vegas, and now in Dallas, what do they all have in common? The first year under Pete DeBoer, all the teams have thrived. So it's certainly what he instills when he comes to town works. The flip side is that after a few years, Pete DeBoer has been out in New Jersey, San Jose, shorter time in Vegas, and then followed, So, maybe he's found something in Dallas that he can be here for a number of years. What he brings to the table is a couple of things. One, he likes his players to play. He feels as though the room should be able to take care of himself. As far as veteran players should be able to control the room. It's a more offensive style, and Lindy Ruff also had that. The problem with Lindy Ruff is got really loose on the back end, and that has been one of the Stars' fault this year as well, is they've let some players get behind them, and when they have their struggles, they're just not playing well defensively. But the offensive mindset and kind of letting some of these players, free, and also, we need to be honest. There are some players that have come into their own. Jason Robertson's better. Miro Heiskanen's better. Wyatt Johnston, nobody thought was coming onto the scene. Tyler Sagan's back healthy. He had a really, really tough injury, and it took him a while to get back. The additions at the trade deadline of Max Domi and Dodonov, the goaltending of Jake Ottinger. So a lot of those things, the issue was the bubble. You're right, Tim. It was a question of, is this the team or is this a great run? And there's nothing wrong with either.
Sure.
But I think if you look back, you wondered, okay, is this Rick Bowness hockey or is this still Jim Montgomery's team that Rick Bowness is kind of carrying the momentum? And kudos to Bones for taking over in a really, really tough situation and the team continuing to thrive. That's great coaching. However, Rick Bowness in his career has never really thrived as a head coach.
Right.
What's fascinating is after being let go from Dallas, he said, that's it for me. Going to spend some time with the grandkiddos. And I really think he intended to do that. But here comes Winnipeg, where he started his career, saying, hey, we need, a Rick Bowness in there. Because one of the things Rick Bowness can do is straighten out the team, straighten out the room, and Winnipeg had a lot of issues. So,
sure.
DeBoer, to me, he wouldn't have been my first choice. However, I'm glad he's here for now. I do have in the back of my mind what's going to happen a couple of years. But as of right now, I think he's pushed a lot of buttons that have been very, very successful. Especially looking at Jamie Benn and the resurgence of Jamie Benn, that comes down to coaching, the embrace of the team mentality, the closeness of the room. There's a lot of veterans mixed in with young kids, and you don't hear any drama coming out of that room. And that, while you give the players a lot of credit, coaches and their staff really don't get credit when things are going well. So, stick tap to DeBoer and his assistants. if we get into the playoffs, which we will clearly, but what I'm saying is that the choices right now are going to be Minnesota in the 3rd seed or Seattle. And both can present some, there you go. Both can present some issues that I'm happy to go in with you guys about.
Gavin Spittle, the Hockey Hawk, joining us here on the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show on FanStream Sports. Co-host of the Spits and Suds Dallas Stars podcast with Craig Ludwig with Luddy, one of my favorite Dallas Stars and Montreal Canadiens of all time.
Yeah.
Also the program director over at 105.3 The Fan in DFW, the home of the Dallas Cowboys and Texas Rangers. Gavin, the Stars are on the road tonight in St. Louis, as we mentioned. They're up 5-2, about 15 minutes left in the third. They went with Wedgwood in goal tonight. Is this a matter of trying to get Ottinger a little bit of rest before the playoffs?
It's a combination of both. It's getting Ottinger some rest, and you're in a back-to-back situation.
Sure.
So Ottinger, when he needed to, when Wedgwood wasn't healthy, a couple of weekends ago, played back-to-back games. Ottinger would like to be in every single game. That's the kind of competitor he is. So they have to actually make the call for him. If they ask Jake, he'll say, I'm playing. So that's he has a quiet confidence about him. He wants to be out there all the time. So it does give them rest and allows them, to play Ottinger to finish the season. If you see, Bennington wasn't in net tonight for St. Louis, and he'll play tomorrow night.
Now, you did say about the playoffs coming up, and I really want to get into that real quick because you were talking about the potential matchups. And my question to you is with put your Dallas Stars heart to the side and look at this thing, and what's their potential in this playoffs as far as how far you think they would go, just looking at what they have?
I think if they face Colorado, I don't think they can beat them in a 7-game series. But, if Colorado can get healthy.
Right.
The key for Colorado is Landeskog if he comes back. If they can get Manson back defensively, I think Colorado's going to be really strong, and they won the Cup. So let's talk about the two teams that they'll likely they're either going to play Seattle or Minnesota. That's guaranteed. Right. So with Minnesota, the thing that worries me about Minnesota, extremely physical. Ryan Reeves, extremely physical. And that's the way they want to play. And they do have some really good goal scorers in Kaprizov, Hartman. They picked up Gustav Nyquist at the trade deadline. So they have some really nice pieces in Minnesota. Dean Evason's a tough coach. So if the Stars can match that physicality and or don't get pushed around and play their style of game, I think they can get to the second round. I also think they can get to the second round against Seattle. With Seattle, the only thing that worries me is kind of a tough matchup during the regular season for the Stars. Seattle played them well, and a team with their first playoff season, that barn will be rocking in Seattle. So do I think the Stars can get to the second round? Yes. The question is who do they play in that second round? So, if they do face the Avalanche, that's tough. I think they're actually a better matchup for Vegas. These teams are so evenly matched. So when you ask me how far they can go, I think they could go to the Stanley Cup. But I also think they could be out in the first round.
See, that's too far of a range now.
I know.
It's hockey.
Yeah, I understand. It's hockey.
By the way, just to show how far and deep my Dallas Stars history goes.
I don't know if you want to do this.
I remember when Dean Evason played for the Stars when they first moved here. I believe he left in '95 to go elsewhere. But I remember that I almost bought a Dean Evason jersey.
Really?
Yep. I mean, I was going to have to make it because they didn't have any. But
okay.
I loved Evason, man. Good for him.
I do like how we started off this interview as me and you both tried to see how long of questions we could ask Boss Man, the Hockey Hawk. And then we went right after it with like 4-word questions and got it right back to him. So we're throwing him completely off, and he's handled everything great.
He's a pro.
He's a pro.
He does.
Well, actually, I'm fortunate in that I do get calls to do interviews, and when Tim asked me, I'm like, hell yeah.
Sweet.
IndyCarTim and Colby, count me in, man.
Well, you know what's even more fun, Gavin, and we're going to ask you this. Maybe if the Stars get out of the first round. I mean, when the Stars get out of the first round.
What are you doing? Are you trying to Corey this thing right now?
I said when.
Okay.
When the Stars get out of the first round, we may invite you up here to the studio here, the FanStream Sports Studios right here off the top.
Yeah.
And to maybe do a couple of hockey segments with us talking about the Stanley Cup. How'd you like to do that?
Man, I would love to do that. You know, anytime that I can hang out with people that want to talk hockey and don't completely tool on me like Ludwig does, I'm in.
Shots fired!
Letty can do whatever the hell he wants. I'll tell you what.
I think it's hilarious when we're talking and I'll throw out like an NHL name and then Ludwig will go, "You even watch hockey?"
I think he does that to everybody.
Or I'll throw out, like, I will totally defend old school. Like, I think it was, what was it? It was last week. There was a subject. Oh, it was the Jason Robertson. And I was saying, like, I personally feel as though it's wrong. And I think I would send it to you guys as well. While I appreciate the Dallas Stars fan embracing, Dallas Stars, I think a franchise having lived in Houston quickly, Oilers leave to go to Tennessee. Right. Texans come in. Texans want to embrace their own brand. So players like Dan Pastorini, like Oiler legends, who many still lived in Houston, didn't have a team. And I say that the Minnesota North Stars, the Dino Ciccarellis, the Bobby Smiths, don't have a team because the Wild are doing their own thing, and the Dallas Stars are the Dallas Stars. So to me, and I made this big case on the podcast, I'm like, so players you played against, Ludwig, like Ciccarelli, Bobby Smith, I'm saying give them as much credit as Jason Robertson. And there was a pause, and he goes, why do you even care?
Wow.
You know what? That sounds like a conversation Colby and I had last year when the Titans said that they were going to, I forgot who it was, they're going to retire an old Oilers number. And I'm like, what do they care about the Oilers? Like, this is wrong. He was never a Titan. And Colby's like, why do you care? Let him do it. It was really funny. But I'm right.
I mean, I told KNC and they did a subject on it, and it is kind of interesting, but he will, he'll do that to me. But the one thing I love about both my co-hosts, Sean Shapiro and Craig, is their perspective, and they'll throw things out that are really, really cool. And I love hearing like Craig's perspective as a room guy, because as much as we call him Luds and how he's like an amazing drinking buddy and he's the man and all that stuff, what we forget about is how much of a team leader he was with this Dallas Stars franchise.
And the guy that dented the cup.
Yep.
I mean, what?
He can dent the cup. He can do whatever he wants. He helped win it.
That's true.
Also the guy with the widest shin pads of any defenseman back in the day.
Yes. In fact, so I don't know. If I'm taking up too much time, you guys just let me know.
It's our show to do whatever we want.
Okay, good. That's yeah. Like I'd be calling if this was 105.3 The Fan. I'd be like, take a break.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, I know. That's the boss in me. But all right, about the shin guards. So Craig told me on the podcast that the Hall of Fame kept peppering his cell phone, saying, we want to put the shin guards in. We want to put the shin guards in. We want to put the shin guards in. And they just kept leaving messages until finally he picked up the phone and they said, Mr. Ludwig, we want the shin guards put in. He's like, no problem. He's like, as long as I go with the shin guards, you think about it. And if I go with them, I'm in.
Wow.
And they were like, okay. And they never called back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there's story number one. Story number two that Craig told me is, the denting of the cup. So the stories differ, but one story that is not told that Craig told is that they actually, when he was in Wisconsin, said to him, like, hey, there's been some travel plans, so if you want to keep the cup for an extra day or two, you can. And Craig's like, are you sure you want me to do that? And they're like, sure. So, like, Craig owned a bar at the time, and the story, from what I recall, goes like this. They're partying hard, and the cup is being passed around. Now, Craig's Craig's a big motorcycle guy, so there are all kinds of motorcycle guys in attendance or everything. So he gets a call the next morning, and it's one of the keepers of the cup. And the guy's kind of nervous. And he goes, Craig. And he's like, yeah? And he goes, hey, I hate to ask this, but you don't by any chance know where the Stanley Cup is, do you?
Uh-oh.
And Craig's like, no, you're called the keeper of the cup. That's your job. And he's like, yeah, I know. So they do this search, and they found it in a hot tub.
Yep.
I mean, you can't make this stuff up. No. Yeah. This is what makes hockey and the Stanley Cup so great. I mean, if you could write a book and it's a picture of the Stanley Cup, and it basically the title was "If Only I Could Talk," stories that I recall over the years. I mean, it's amazing. It truly, and it's also so awesome that there are people still, like when I saw the Stanley Cup, I didn't even want to put my arm around it, because I'm old school, and my thing is I was told, unless you want it, you don't touch it, and you don't put it over your head, certainly.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fascinating.
Gotta love all the legends, the stories and stuff in hockey, and all the superstition and stuff surrounding the game. So that's why it's a great game.
I'd like to have woken up one drunken morning, kind of stumble over towards a hot tub and look in there and go, is that the Stanley Cup?
It'd be the beginning of a great story.
It
found
would
the
be.
Stanley Cup.
I found it. It's mine. Finders keepers.
Gavin, thanks so much for popping on here with us for this great 25-minute segment that we've had. Mm-hmm. That's why we don't have.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I don't know. I apologize. That it's all out of love, and it is great hearing your voices. Anytime you guys need me, you got me.
It is Gavin Spittle, the Hockey Hawk from 105.3 The Fan, the co-host of the Spits and Suds Dallas Stars podcast. Go find it on the Odyssey app or on your favorite podcast app. And, of course, go listen to him and all his boys over at 105.3 The Fan.
Damn right.
Gavin, it's been fun. We'll do it again, buddy. I promise.
You guys rule. Love you.
Thank you, brother. All right, there he goes.
The boss man.
The boss man, Gavin Spittle. Man, that was fun.
It was. And let me go ahead and just throw this out here. If you've downloaded the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show, do us a favor and just go download one of the Spits and Suds shows and check it out and give it a listen. And like I tell everybody with introducing to a new show, give it a couple of listens, not just the first listen, but download the second one, listen again, and if it becomes, and make it become part of your routine, because you'll enjoy it and you'll get along with them folks. And as you're doing that, also make sure you tell everybody that you know to download the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show, and maybe even Bottom Line Sports and From the Rough and other shows like that.
We trailed off there a little, Colby. That was a shameless.
I like how you did that.
Those are allowed. It's okay to do that.
So there you go.
All right, well, it is time now as we wrap up this Wednesday episode of the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show for Colby's world-famous news and notes, an abbreviated version.
Kind of. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, me, for making it sound good. News and notes is where I search the World Wide Web for the weird.
Internets.
And by God, I found it. So let's go to Terrell, Texas, and we're not going there just because they also have a prison.
At the home of Jamie Foxx?
I think so.
It is.
Yep.
I think so. By the way, that's the next movie I'm going to be watching, is the one of him being a vampire hunter. I haven't seen that one yet. Saw it on Netflix. I will be watching that. I took in The Bullet Train the other day. The Brad Pitt.
Good?
Was it good?
Yes.
I haven't seen it yet. I want to.
Yes.
I didn't know if it was good.
It's weird. Weird good. Weird good. Weird good.
Weird good.
Mm-hmm. And you'll love tangerines and lemons once it's done. And so there's that. We're going to Terrell Municipal Airport, where there's a video circulating online, and I have questions because all there is this video. But the video that's online is of a small North Texas plane, and there was only 2 individuals in this plane, but this plane landed upside down.
I don't think you're supposed to do that, Colby.
I don't know, and I can't think of any reason like, oh no, our landing gear is going to fail. Well, let's land on the roof.
On top.
Yeah. But they did. I don't know the how they are, but they did make it to the hospital, so they're not dead.
Well, that's good.
So, but other than that, I do not know their status. But I did question, how do you land an airplane upside down? Because doesn't that mean you're upside down?
Yeah, and I mean, all the instruments are upside down. Your artificial horizon's upside down.
I mean, yeah, you've got to be. There's got to be some kind of talent to the fact that they landed. They landed,
and that means your flaps are now creating downforce instead of lift.
Right.
I wanted to give it an applause because I said that I believe that takes talent.
So you're not going to use the flaps because you want. Wow, that's crazy.
It almost sounds like it's upside. It's almost like somebody handed you a controller and you're used to regular and they play inverted. You don't know what that is, but me and Gary and most people do. Basically, it just makes it to where down is up and up is down.
Right, I'm familiar with the term.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, good job.
I mean, it was Top Gun because I was inverted.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's just amazing. They did that. Let's go to Florida because Florida is America's wang, and it's also a place where all the stupid stuff happens. Because, good God, it's a methodological beast. Jesus. Joseph Moulton, he's 36. He had him a time. He's intoxicated, inebriated, and any other braided that you can possibly be.
All the rateds.
Mm-hmm, he was. But he decided he was going to have him some fun with the Naples Police Department.
Naples.
Yeah. So he got drunk, got into a police car for a little bit because it was there, and hid while police were walking out of the police department. And once they did, he realized there was not anybody else in there. I guess he was counting heads because he knew.
Oops.
So he got out of the police car, walked into the police department, and immediately started trying on clothes.
Oh.
Like police pants, police shirts, stuff like that.
Interesting.
He also got him a bulletproof vest.
Uh-oh.
Because you just never know.
Right. And then he was like, you know what else is cool? I'm going to go outside in this police get up. So he did. He went around to the side of the police department because that's where I believe it was, because that's normally where the water hose is. And he unrolled the water hose and shoved it through the south door and turned the water on.
Sounds painful.
Yeah. Never shove it through the south door.
Let's go mudding, Colby.
Unless they're okay with it. Always ask permission first, kids.
And adults.
So yeah. Oh my God. Why did you have to go there after I went there?
It's what you did.
Damn it. So anyway, that's not all he did. As he flooded the police department with hose water. On his way out, he decided, well, there's only one thing left to do. And he took a dump in the girls' restroom, or the ladies' restroom.
Been there.
Yeah, on the floor. Not in the toilet, just on the floor. And then he left.
I mean to tell you guys the story about the dump I left in my apartment as I was departing.
Okay.
Several years ago.
I don't know if we need to tune in for that one.
Well, it's great.
So there's a couple things working against him. Number one is that you know in the police department there's cameras.
Yeah.
So they watched him do all of this. And they didn't.
No.
They also didn't have to go ask anybody for the camera feed because it happened in the police department. So they know who he was, and they didn't even have to, search the poop for DNA because again they knew who he was.
They saw him.
Yeah. So I don't know how much jail time he's going to get, but and the situation is counted as pretty bizarre. But I can't think of getting drunk and going, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go spelunking in the police department. Just doesn't sound like...
He really stuck it to the man.
Spelunking.
Spelunking.
I want to go spelunking.
So let's go from there to.
Is that a category on Pornhub?
I mean, look it up.
Spelunking.
Let's look it up.
I'll look it up right now.
Let's go from there to San Francisco, because there's a church that I don't know if you want to attend or not, as it's the Magic Mushroom Church, and
It is not.
they love shrooming before they get into singing and religious acts, smoking all the marijuana. Now,
why would anyone not want to go to this? I'm confused by your statement at the beginning.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm okay with a lot of the things that just got. If you want to do that, cool, go ahead. But I'm not going to go to church for it.
Right?
Okay.
Do it in front of the Lord.
Yeah.
Wait, do you think the Lord is in that church?
I don't know.
I think he's watching.
I mean, I know he's watching.
I mean, he sees everything.
He's always.
He's not like in the church. Probably he's probably distancing a little bit. Like, I don't know.
I know he's there. He's it just
because he's everywhere.
Yeah. So
she's everywhere.
So Mr. David Hodges, who's the he is the pastor that says he is in fact a little bit nervous because his church is ready to open, but they're because he uses psychedelic mushrooms and stuff that they may end up coming after him. I know marijuana is legal. I don't know about the mushrooms in the.
I don't know about the mushrooms.
I don't know about it.
That's a good question.
He does say he's willing to go to jail over items that he wants to use in his church. So if you want to go do a bunch of drugs and be at church and then watch your pastor get put in jail, then
you think the church has any type of like immunity to stuff like that since they're a church?
You just stand up like Lethal
whatever
Weapon.
you want.
Lethal Weapon, be diplomatic immunity.
Right.
So let's go from there to Tennessee. I just wanted to mention there's a church that does mushrooms and weed. We'll go from there to I don't know how to say this, so I'm just going to try it anyway. The Pellissippi Parkway. It's in Tennessee. The reason why we're there in Knoxville, Tennessee, is because apparently at like 3 a.m. in the morning, there was a woman that was hit by a car on the freeway there. The reason why I bring it up, this was I-140 West. The reason why I bring it up is because the woman was riding an electric scooter on the freeway. Now I'm pretty sure if they're talking about like the Wascals at Walmart, if this is what she was riding, which that's what I imagine.
Probably stole it from Walmart.
Maybe.
See the slow lane?
They don't. Yeah,
I hope
they don't have a top speed of what, more than 10?
Maybe 10. Maybe.
And you're on the freeway with this thing. And I know you've probably got the pedal down or the throttle back or the whatever. But, man, I've gotten behind Wascals at Walmart with my shopping cart and been like, I need to go around.
Some of them are slow.
Well, some of them, maybe the motor needs to be bigger.
I mean, I've been there.
But at any rate, at that time in the morning, you know what? I would have thought that a woman on a Wascal in the freeway would have been. I might have thought, am I seeing that correctly?
Are you calling it a Wascal, like with a W?
Yes, okay. It's the Walmart Rascal.
Right, I got you.
Yeah, so
I want to make sure I was hearing you properly.
A W instead of an R,
and give full credit to the joke, to the bit.
There it is. Explaining the joke oftentimes makes it better.
That's what I did.
Okay,
especially when it's not yours.
Yeah. Do you know what sarcasm is?
Is that when you get pregnant from a family member?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, then no.
And a meteorologist knows nothing about weather. they just study meteors. That's we'll go through that. But I would think that was an optical illusion. I don't think I'd believe that there was an actual woman This is a look twice event at least, right?
At least look twice. I would probably believe it still.
Now, if it's that time in the morning, I'm thinking I'm going well above the speed limit, or if it was in the afternoon or whenever I'm on the freeway, I'm probably going well above the speed limit. Let's just be honest with it.
If you hit her, you get extra points in life.
Oh well, she's dead. So somebody did. But I'm thinking I'm not going to have time enough if you're going 10 and I'm coming over a hill.
You're getting ran over.
Yeah,
you're dead.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Grandma.
don't ride electric scooters on the freeway. Florida man is arrested after his wife was hit with flying chicken wings. Domestic dispute involved. The woman thought the man was cheating, so they got into an argument.
He probably was,
and
most likely.
When, by the way, she was holding a baby. I'm hoping not during the
dispute,
the wing flinging.
Were the wings cooked or uncooked?
Oh,
you know what? Question. You know what? That is a good question. I am unsure.
Uncooked is just wrong.
Gross.
I'm thinking cooked.
I hope.
I'm thinking cooked because even if you're really angry and you go to throw something, you're not grabbing a raw chicken wing. Just your brain will be like, salmonella bad.
The level of anger, though.
I'm thinking at any level of anger, you're still like, yeah, no, I'm not.
Not uncooked.
I'm not doing that. So, can you imagine trying to explain to the other people in the prison while you're there? Yeah, I threw some wings.
You better beat someone up really quick.
At my wife.
As soon as the door closed.
Yep.
And finally, a man, father of two, stunned onlookers as he engaged in an inappropriate act in broad daylight before admitting his crime in court after initially denying it. He was caught masturbating.
Hate when that happens.
At a busy bus stop in broad daylight for over an hour.
Wow, that guy's
doing it wrong.
He's got either that or he's got some self-control.
No, you're doing it wrong.
I guess you're probably right.
You're doing it. If you can't
take me an hour.
That was his first time.
No. I mean, are you telling me a father of two?
He had performance anxiety, I'm saying, in public.
Before people were watching me.
Yeah. Stop looking. I gotta finish. Stop it.
He had performance anxiety, that's all.
No, man. By the way, final 5-2. The Dallas Stars did defeat the St. Louis Blues, so good for everything along that lines. We'll have that at home against them, and we'll keep an eye on holy crap, I forgot what the Hockey Hawks said. The other team.
The Blues?
The Blues.
No, there was another team that was the Stars. Was it the Avalanche?
The Avalanche
Colorado.
and the Kraken.
Yeah.
The two teams that they'll probably face, right?
Okay, well, it's whoever we need to get to the number one spot. I guess I'll look that up. That proves that we did that whole interview with not knowing enough about hockey.
There's other teams?
There are other teams. So anyway, if you do need to shake your own baby maker for longer than an hour in order to get it to go off, you may want to figure out how to actually do that particular maneuver. And that's News and Notes, everybody.
Wow, what a show, man. How great was this show?
You know what? You should just leave most of the segments blank. We'll figure it out.
No doubt. Yeah, screw run sheets, man. I don't have to do that anymore.
All right.
That's going to take almost a minute and a half out of each day now I have free. I mean, that's how long it pretty much takes me to put these things together.
That's amazing.
That is your Wednesday presentation of the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show.
That it takes you that long.
Yeah, I know. I had to type it. I don't type fast. I could write it faster. Mm-hmm. We will be back on Monday.
He's a hunting pecker.
With another way. Ho. That was my Tony Danza impersonation.
Hey,
ho. Angela.
What are we doing here?
Alyssa Milano, eh? Oh, wait, that was more.
Alyssa Milano.
That was the girl on the show. His daughter, what was her name?
Nobody knows.
Crap, don't remember. Anyway, we will be back on Monday with another Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show right here on FanStream Sports.
Probably.
Tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Mm-hmm. Come check out JP Peterson. They're live from Tampa Bay with all the national sports news for you. Until then, boys and girls, we'll see you.